Yeah, on the animal space, V-I-C-E, cause no vice is strong enough to go against.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy, Novice. I just woke up. It is a little before 6:30, so I didn't just woke yet. Let me try that again. I didn't just wake up, but it's close. Woke up at 5, did some morning meditations, doing my daily routine, getting ready, and realized it's probably been a day or two since I've done any sort of a video journal. Part of that has been because I've been incredibly discouraged, incredibly low, and just feeling incredibly lost and confused in some of the questions that I've gotten trying to deal with this. The video journals started out being a really good place for me to just get my thoughts out, and especially when I was on a good track, I was really excited to be doing them. And then I started going in a downward spiral and did a short series on that and started picking myself back up, and it's just been this up and down, back and forth ever since. And that has caused me to lose excitement in doing these, which leads me to realize that there's an issue there with my addiction recovery being the sole purpose of these journal entries. So I don't want that to be the sole purpose of it. I want to be able to just have a daily conversation, get my thoughts out there, and find some joy in this. So this has got to be an intentional redirect on this. I believe the last video that I recorded, I was talking a lot, really just asking a lot of questions about where the line is drawn between healthy sexuality and over religious rules. I've kind of been of the opinion for a while now that if your religion is just a list of do's and don'ts that hinges more on the don'ts, that it really loses the essence of, in my opinion, really the spirit of who Jesus is and what he wants out of us. So I've been trying to figure out those questions, and one of the meditations that I have actually found, I think did a good job of putting it into easier to understand words, which is roughly that human sexuality, particularly male sexuality, and it was a meditation geared towards men. So obviously that applies to me. That might not apply to everybody listening to this, but if that applies to you as well, male sexuality is a gift, and it is a gift from God. And it's a powerful gift. And when you seek to find power in that, and confidence and empowerment, then it's a very healthy and beautiful thing. But it's a power that you control. And if you lose the thread and you allow it to control you, then it becomes a problem. And that's where a lot of those unhealthy relationships come from. Conversely, it's a power that you control, and you should accept that as a gift and own it and love it. So if it becomes something that you try to repress instead of control, then that's going to cause a lot of problems too. And as far as the spirituality aspect of it, or the religious aspect of it, I think that most men find themselves on one end of the extreme or the other, and they both kind of lead to the same place, which is either I allow it to control me and I run rampant off the deep end and do a lot of things that I shouldn't and hurt a lot of people in the process and damage myself in the process. Or this is something that's so terrible that I have to completely repress it and not acknowledge any of it, And that's not going to work either, because we are sexual beings and we're meant to be. We're created that way to be. And the more that you repress it, the more that eventually, I mean, those feelings are not going to go away. The more that eventually it's going to lead to that anyway, where you allow it to control you. So by instead taking an active control in it, on acknowledging that I am a sexual being, an intensely passionate, powerful sexual being, and that's okay, and that's beautiful, and I love that, and directing it and guiding it and controlling it in the best ways, connecting with yourself sensually, right? And that doesn't mean what you might think that it means, but embracing and loving those parts of you instead of pushing them down or allowing them to control you. And so I really like that explanation. So now I've got a good idea of what I'm striving for, and now it's just a matter of figuring out how exactly to do that. I also want to spend some time talking about other things that I really enjoy doing or want to get into a little bit more. I've been watching a lot of Dude Perfect. Shout out those guys, the dudes, and found their mystery series, and it inspired me to create a song that was inspired by their videos of their mystery solving games, which are of course directly inspired off of Clue. So I made a song called Not a Clue, and I liked how it turned out. There's a little mystery in that. Go check it out, see if you can solve it. But nothing serious, just something to have a lot of fun with. I'm also working on curating a playlist through the decades with my partner, with my wife, and super excited to see that start coming into play. But there's a lot of songs to dig through. We're starting from the year 1960 all the way to the present, and narrowing it down to the top 10 to 20 songs from each year, which means we're looking at a maximum of 1,700 songs. And that's, in theory, listening through a list. If we're looking at the Billboard Top 100 from each year, then we're listening to 8,500 songs to narrow it down. So it's a big project, a big undergo, and we'll see if it actually comes to fruition. But I gotta get to work, so please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell, you know, all that good jazz. Remember, you will die, so remember to live, remember to love, and remember truth. I will see you in the next one. Peace!